Majapeng, and you are watching Rewired Me. So, I'm not speaking about these suicide issues from an ignorant point of view. I am not an outsider. In fact, I almost became a victim. And the reason I'm saying that the person to whom a note is written saying that this person is about to take their life for reason A, B, C, D. The person who has been apportioned the blame for the fact that this person is willing to take their life usually has a window of opportunity through which this person can actually be helped. Case and example is actually me. About in around 2011, my drinking and my alcohol addiction and use of drugs reached its all-time high. It was so bad, and I had this dysfunctional relationship with somebody that I was so much in love with. And when she couldn't take it all, she decided to actually uh, end the relationship, and I could take none of it. I was never going to live in a world where she was actually with some other man and not me. And I didn't have a plan. I just knew I was devastated. I just knew that I was going through this hard time. I was suicidal. At some point, I thought of ending it all. The reason I know I was suicidal is because years back in 2009, I we were taking some bang with some friend of mine at the shores of River Nyando, just by the river banks. And we were taking this thing, and we smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked. And when I started thinking of suicide as a solution to the problems that I had, I told my friend, you know what? Because he was actually doing, we had done the first, the second, and the third roll. Now he was doing the fourth roll, and I think we were having some difficulty finding the right paper to make a perfect roll. And this person, we just call him uh, B. He was struggling with the thing so badly, and I sat there looking at him, and I remember asking him, B, wewe umefurahishwa na hii kitu kabisa? And actually what was going on in my mind was like, this thing is driving me crazy. Why do you seem so enthusiastic in letting us into the next role? That was the third role now. Why are you so enthusiastic? Why do you want this thing so badly? While for me, deep inside, I was already so dysfunctional. I was thinking of just jumping into the river and ending everything that was going on in my life. So I knew that I was already suicidal. So this one day when I eventually take off a day off from work, and at that particular moment I'm living in Umoja, and I go to Pewa Street to actually drink, I didn't have an elaborate plan of taking my life. I was just going there to just drink the shit out. Right now, I know I was escaping. I needed to face this issue. I needed to know what is it in me that has pissed off this lady that I need to correct. But I was escaping. I was busy escaping in alcoholism. So I went to Pewa Street and actually escaped there. I was drinking and drinking and drinking. And in my drinking stupor, something made me call her. And we had an argument. And I already was thinking like, this cannot happen. And then I am telling you, music is life and music is death. At some point, there is this song by Madilu System that goes like, kama we unaenda, we unaenda, we unaenda. That thing actually played in that bar, and I was drunk like shit. And the next thing, I just went back to the house and I was ready to take my life. And I think I was verbalizing it. Like I was I was saying it aloud. But I had a roommate. I had a roommate who was hearing all this. And this roommate actually followed me to where I was going to procure this drug to actually take my life. He followed me. He was a pharmacist. He followed me to the pharmacy. He insisted that I can't be given the particular medication that I wanted given to me. And he introduced himself also as a pharmacist to the pharmacist who was supposed to give me this particular medication. And I think they both agreed that I didn't need it. So I went back to the house. So that was intervention number one. Intervention number two was this guy actually talking to the other lady. Eventually, I didn't even end up with the lady as my wife or into this long-term relationship. But the point I'm trying to bring in is that these people actually have a window of opportunity to actually intervene and clip this thought process. Your girlfriend can even come back and pretend to be your girlfriend just for the purposes of taking you, for the mental help that you need, for the backing. Your girlfriend can actually come back and actually just pretend to be back in the relationship with you, just in time for you to start thinking straight, and they get you to a mental institution where hopefully you actually come back to yourself. Because when you come back to yourself, you'll realize that your life is so sacred, that your life is not hinged on another person's life, that your existence is actually so sacred and has such a higher purpose that you cannot just take your life because somebody is living their life. Other people are entitled to live their life, even as you also live yours. So I am saying that if there is a person who is projecting you as the possible reason they are going to take their lives, you are lucky because you give us an opportunity to actually enter into his dysfunctional life and help him. You give us a window through which we can actually help this person because you know what? They are communicating. They are communicating some needs. They are communicating some needs that through you can now be figured out. And if there is a solution, that solution can actually be explored. So to cut long story short, I didn't commit suicide. Of course, I'm here. And yeah, my friend and my then girlfriend actually came to my rescue. And you know what? If somebody is projecting you as the reason they are going to commit suicide, you can help that person. You don't have to be what they want you to be. You don't have to be their wife. You don't have to be their girlfriend long term. You don't have to be anything. You just have to be there as a link between their dysfunctional self and the point where they actually get the help that they so badly need.